People are asking about garment donation. What did the Bible say, sir? Pastor, if I do that and I pay tithe from the $2,000, is the money acceptable, sir? People are asking more recent and more modern questions. People are asking different things, and we must be ready to answer. People are asking about same gender marriage. What about homosexuality? What about LGBTQ plus and all of such things? Can a male marry a male? Can a female marry a female? And many of our churches, we've not deemed it fit to provide clarity on that subject. People are asking about abortion. What about if the baby threatens the life of the mother? If the pregnancy is as a result of rape, should the pregnancy be kept? The believers are asking questions. Whatever the Bible has said, we must let them know. People are asking about surrogacy. All right? If I don't have the capacity to carry my own child, or I even have, but I just don't have the time, I don't want my shape to be tampered with, can I just ask another person to carry the child for me? After 9 months, they give me my child. Another question is about adoption. Christians and many people still have issues with whether adoption is correct or wrong. We must provide godly explanation to that. Should couples who have been trusting God for decades and have not been able to provide children, if they decide to adopt, is it as legitimate as giving birth? There are churches who will just say, adoption, but just keep trusting God. God that answered Sarah when she was 90 years old. If you adopt, that's not a real child. And there are couples that even go ahead and adopt, and the church are stigmatizing them that they can't. You look at them, they can't even trust God. So we need to clarify some of these things. People are asking about garment donation, and brothers are asking, Pastor, what if I'm broke and these things is flowing through my body? Can I just empty some of it in a tube for them and they pay me good money? Is what did the Bible say, sir? Pastor, if I do that and I pay tithe from the $2,000, is the money acceptable, sir? People are also asking, is it wrong if I willingly choose to deliver my baby through CS? All right? Or I must deliver like the Hebrew woman. As church, we have to be explaining because people are dying. They will have said, this baby is too big than what can come on. And the husband will say, I believe God in our church. In our brother. I wish it is through your stomach that baby will come out from. People are asking questions, must I do church wedding? In fact, at this rate that we are going, I have a suspicion that in the next 15-20 years, church wedding will have reduced, if not by more than 60%. People will just be going to registry and do the engagement thing. All right? People are asking, what about more, must I do traditional wedding and then we go to court and then we also come to church? Must we do everything? We really have to explain the standard of God. So what did the Bible say? What is the Bible prescription on the legal way to even get married? What about public proposal? Say yes, say yes, say yes. But is it Christian? Can I get married and decide not to have children? How does that sit well with God's plan? Is that a sin? If we get married and both myself and my spouse decide to say, we don't even need children, we just want each other's companion from today, we are not barren, with nothing. Would the church not stigmatize? Would the church not call them out for deliverance? Let's leave the parent. We know what they will do and the family. But we are saying that what did the Bible say? That should be what will influence our behavior as church. What about contraceptives and family planning? I hope you know that some people still think that family planning is a sin. There are churches that have such doctrine. You'll be referencing the book of Genesis. They say you pour the seed on the ground, and all of such things. What about that? People are asking, and this is a recent conversation that is gaining traction. What about polygamy? Abraham married 2 wives. Jacob married multiple wives. Or the father David. Don't let's even mention King Solomon. All right? And they are all close to God. Why did the church now say, I can't, brother, I be rembeluju. Women too might be tending towards polyandry and say, can't I have more than one husband? All right, and we have to provide godly explanation. Enough of shutting people down and say rubbish. Sin, carnality. We have to provide explanation. If indeed Solomon had multiple wives, David had multiple wives, Jacob had multiple wives, Abraham had multiple wives, Lamech was the originator of that situation. So why can somebody today not marry multiple wives? The young Christian are asking. We can't shut them down. We have to explain. We have to explain. Questions have arisen also on the issue of patriarchy and feminism. You know, there is always that fight about human right, woman right, and equality. You know, all manners of modern conversation that we have to answer. People are asking us about divorce. Can we divorce? On what ground is divorce legitimate? Is divorce scriptural? People are also asking questions on single parenting. Single fathers, single mothers, people are asking questions. What about cross-cultural marriage? Can I marry an Indian as a Nigerian? Can I marry a Chinese? What about online dating? All right, I saw this girl online on a dating app. We saw ourselves, blah blah blah. Pastor, is that a legitimate way to meet somebody you want to marry? And then we have issues that are now rising, particularly in the Southwest, about DNA. You know, I want to know the real paternity of this guy. Who is the father? You know, what did the Bible say about such things? Well, these and many more issues are the contemporary controversies we are dealing with. Like I said, they are not demons, so they can't be cast out by a deliverance ministry. They can only be dealt with by a teaching ministry. So we need to get serious as to this church. We have to start providing answers to this question. And I trust the Lord in the course of this month to provide answer to some of these things. By the way, I have answered some of these questions before. All right, if you go to our church Telegram channel, you will see answers to some of these teachings that have answered a few of these questions. And in the course of this month of February, I also hope to answer as many of them as possible.